This breakfast porridge has been lovingly dubbed as 1-2-3 or 3-2-1. And actually, you can do these combinations in any proportion, whatever suits you. If you would like it to be more calorically dense, definitely you could go with 3 dates, 2 bananas, 1 apple. If you'd like it to be less calorically dense and a little lighter, you can go with 3 dates, 2 apples, 1 banana, whatever you desire. You can also season it as you like with vanilla, cinnamon, a little nutmeg, clove, or you could just leave it plain and it's just as delicious. So we're going to start by cutting our apple, and I like to use Cameo apples, which are slightly sweet and very wet and juicy. Depending on your apple choice, you can choose something that's a little tartar, a little sweeter, what's in season at the time of year in your area. But certainly the different varieties of apple are going to lend slightly different flavor profiles. So I like to take my little tomato shark to scoop out those seeds and trim out that core. And then we're going to just chop our apple by laying it flat side down onto our cutting board and chopping it vertically and then horizontally. We're going to put our apple in a food processor fitted with the S-blade. We're going to add our banana, making sure that it's fully speckled and ripe and not starchy. And we're doing the version of 3-2-1, 2 bananas, 1 apple, 3 dates. Now for our dates, depending on what dates you might have available, I find that medjool are very soft and supple and have a great, rich, earthy, sweet flavor profile. And dates make a great sweetener in our dishes because they have all the fiber, all the minerals. We don't like to use fractionated sweeteners and syrups, so we just use the whole product. Now what I'm doing here is I'm making sure to remove the little flower bud, and I'm opening up the date and checking it to make sure that little visitors haven't come or that we don't have any mold. You can also smell your dates. Sometimes when dates go off, they're fermented and alcohol smelling, so that's when you know that they're no longer usable. So we're going to take our lid, lock it into place, and depending on if you want a smooth texture or a more chunkier texture is going to be based on how much you process it. So we're going to turn it on, and I'm going to stop it so that I can scrape it down a little bit. Now you want to be sure to be careful with putting your spatula all the way into the S-blade because it will cut your spatula. So we're just gently going to move our mixture so that it can fall back into the blades easily to continue to process. Now, that rocking motion that you just saw me do is something that you only want to do with the food processor, never with the Vitamix. It's perfectly safe. The lid is solidly on. And what I'm doing now is I'm just scraping down again as I have a few little chunks left in there. So now I'm just going to pulse it briefly. Okay, this is our porridge, and one recommendation I want to make sure that you do is take your S-blade out first before scraping the ingredients out of your food processor. And if you grab the food processor at the bottom here and put your finger through the hole, that gives you a nice strong grip. And then you can just scrape that out into your bowl. So here's our porridge, and you can certainly garnish it with some raisins if you'd like. These raisins are sulfite-free, oil-free, sugar-free, and they've been soaked about 20 minutes in warm water, so that makes them supple and wet. And You can certainly chop up more dates or banana to add to your cereal. So let's see what this is like. So good. Enjoy.